All right, Honors Algebra 2, welcome to your Chapter 1 test review video. The test is Thursday, the 13th. Folks, here are the answers. I'm just going to go quickly through. We've done this work in class for most of them. Just please check your work. Pause this whenever you need to, folks. This video will kind of go fast. We're going to try to do it in under 15 minutes so that it can just be a single video here for you guys. All right, there's number 3, 9.6, 48 over 5 is also good. You might hear Yogi in the background. He's drinking up that water a little loud, as dogs will do. Folks, number 5, plug in the values for those variables, all right? There we go on 6. Get 34. And if I make a boo-boo and you let me know first, you can get some brownie points. Gluten-free brownie points, of course. All right, you can also call 8 4.375 or 4.4. That is what it is. All right, folks, looking good. Take a look at the next page again. I like those. You might have 6 or 8 of those tomorrow. On this page, I would expect about 6 of them. Just distribute, combine like terms. Distribute, combine like terms. We know how to multiply fractions. 2 times 15 divided by 3. 2 times 21 divided by 3. Go on 13. Combine the x's, the y's, and the z's. All right, there we go on 12. Remember to negative times the negative is going to give you the positive. Be careful there. Oh, the x's cancel. That can happen. The x's cancel on 15. Negative 5y is your answer. And on 16, there it is. Again, negative times a negative is a positive. That's how you get positive 32y. All right, let's solve for x. Solve each equation for x. You need x all by itself. Multiply both sides by 4, then subtract 3y. Here, add 4 to both sides, and instead of dividing by 1/2, double both sides. Multiply by the reciprocal. This one here, multiply both sides by 3. That's going to be a 12 plus 3y. Then add 2y to 3y. I really like 19. Hint, hint, wink, wink. On 20, cross multiply. So you got 3x plus 9y is equal to 2 minus 2y. Subtract the 9y and then divide by 3. We did 20 in class. 21 distributes. Then subtract 2x. Subtract 17. You get negative 23. Again, pause this whenever you need to. And we'll go on 22. Add the x's together on the same side. Add 2x to the left. Add 12 to the right. 23 over 9, which is what? 2.5 repeating. There's 23. Distribute 1/2 times 7x is 3.5x. All right, so we're going to have 12.5x equals 4. 4 over 12.5 is the same thing as 8 over 25. Just double it. Or 0.32. Lowest common denominator of 6, 4, and 3 is 12. Then you're going to do 12 divided by 6, that's 2x. 12 divided by 4, that's 3x. 12 times 5 is 60, divided by 3 is 20. You get 5x is 20, x is 4. Take a look at number 25, folks. Negative times a negative is a positive 12. 2x minus 4x is a negative 2x. All right, so you're going to get negative 22.5. Cross multiply on 26, that's the name of that game. 5 over 7 is 0.71428. 714 over 28, you guys get the point. 27, probably one of the hardest ones. Let's distribute that 1/2 to 13 and 1/3 x. 1/2 times 1/3 is 6. 1/2 of 13 is 2. So then call 3 over 1. What's the lowest common denominator of 4, 1, 2, and 6? That's going to be 12. So we have 12 divided by 4, 3x. 12 times 3, 36. 12 times 13 divided by 2, 78. 12 times 1 is 12. Divided by 6 is 2. Move the 2x over. Add 36. There we go. All right. Let's see. We did this one in class, I know. Get x is 1. Solving graph. Let's subtract. Let's divide by a negative. You flip the sign. Greater than or equal to means closed circle, you shade to the right. On 30 there, you're going to get x greater than or equal to -1. Closed circle, and you're going to shade to the right. Again, plug it in. This is from section 1.4. Plug in, you got absolute value. Be careful. Absolute value of a negative 13 is a positive 13. You can get a negative as an answer, but what comes out of the absolute value is always not negative. 103 for 32. Let's take a look at 33. I believe you get negative 17. There is all of 33. Again, pause it whenever you need. We're gonna make this video in under 15 minutes. Absolute value of negative 49, which is positive 49. 49 to get 65 overall. Folks, you need to subtract 1. You're going to divide by negative 2. That's what I'm doing right here. Divide by negative 2. That flips the sign. So this is an okay answer. 10 greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to negative 11. That's the better answer right there. 36. Everything has an x. Let's get rid of an x. Subtract x everywhere. Then add 3. Get rid of that negative 3 in the middle. That is actually a pretty easy one. You want to see 36. All right, 37. 2x minus 1 is 11. 2x minus 1 is a negative 11. Anytime you have absolute value, got to think about the right side of the tracks and the left side. You get 2 answers. You're going to get 2 answers unless you get a no solution or unless it's set equal to 0. Subtract 4, then you're ready to do it. 3x or 3 minus x and the absolute value equals 2. Those are your 2 equations. Solve them both. 39, simply no solution because when you subtract 7, you get negative 3. That's not why it's no solution. Then you divide both sides by 3. You're left with the absolute value equals negative 1. Never. It's no solution. 40 is looking like no solution, but you got to subtract 10, then divide by negative 3, and you do get something that can be solved. 2x plus 3 and the absolute value is 6. 2x plus 3 is 6. 2x plus 3 is a negative 6. Those are your 2 equations. 41, folks, you got to divide by negative 5. Then you get the absolute value of 3x plus 1 is 6. You can solve those 2 equations. That's 1.6 repeating, negative 2.3 repeating, the same answers. You're going to subtract 3 and then divide by 4. You're going to get the absolute value of x plus 7 is 4. X plus 7 is 4. X plus 7 is a negative 4. All right, 5 minus 2x is 8. 5 minus 2x is negative 8. Solve both. No big deal there. 44, you're going to add 8 and then divide by 3. That one's pretty easy. X plus 5 is 6. X plus 5 is negative 6. And moving on here, folks, anytime you have x on the right side, you need to check your answer. So your first equation is 2x minus 3 is x plus 5. Exactly what you see. And then the opposite of the right side, 2x minus 3 is equal to negative x minus 5. Solve both, and then plug 8 in it. Right there, you get 13. That's a winner. Plug negative 0.6 repeating in there. You get a positive 4 1/3, which is also a winner. So both those answers count. 46, folks. Solve both equations. X plus 9 is 3x minus 1, and then this one right here, x plus 9 is negative 3x plus 1. You get x equals 5, plug in 5, that's a winner. Plug in negative 2, you get negative 7. You can't have the absolute value equal a negative 7, so that's a nope. X equals 5 is the one true solution. All right, both those answers work. Give you positives on the right side. 48, negative 1/3 does not work. I believe we did 48 in class. X equals 7 is the winner. 49 is really easy. Just subtract 7, divide by negative. Hashtag flip that sign. And then 50, x is greater than or equal to 1. 51, a lot of just arithmetic early on. Make sure to combine like terms. Move the 3x to the right, subtract 22. That's a fine way to write it. 52, folks. Oh my gosh, you got 2x on both sides. They cancel. You're left with 7 is greater than or equal to 11. That is not true. It's got no solution. And the last 2 pages coming up. We go on 55. Combine like terms on both sides. Add 2x. Then add 7. X is less than or equal to negative 22 over 7, which is negative 3. That's actually the best approximation. A lot of times they use that approximation 22 over 7 for pi. It's 3.1428571, so forth. All right, cross multiply. Let's subtract 4x from both sides. We get 2x on the right, then subtract 9. We get negative 41 on the left. Divide, there we go. 55 is very similar to 53 and I believe 51. Subtract 8x, subtract 5. That one's not too bad. The answer you get, again, negative times a negative is a positive. Make sure you understand that on the right side. Add 7. You're going to multiply both sides by 4. That's how we get, multiplying by 4. That's how we get the 2x minus 3 less than or equal to 40. That one comes out pretty nicely. Absolute value inequalities, folks, you're going to have 2 answers because you could live 10 to the right or 10 to the left. Because I literally multiplied an inequality by negative, I got to flip that sign on the second inequality always. You guys did a pretty good job with these, though. All right. right on our last quiz. I just want to point your attention to 59, folks. We were technically dividing by a negative. So when we divided by a negative, that initial inequality sign has got to flip. Now we're left with x minus 3 and the absolute value greater than or equal to 6 because I divided both these inequalities by a negative. Make sure you flip that initially. All right, subtract 4, then divide by 2. 3x minus 1, the absolute value, less than or equal to 4. Solve both. 3x minus 1, less than or equal to 4. 3x minus 1, greater than or equal to negative 4. You get those. And last page. We're going to make it just under 15 minutes. You're going to subtract 4, then double both sides. That's what we're doing. We're doubling. x minus 3 in the absolute value, less than or equal to 12. That's your first inequality. That's your second one right there. Those are both your answers. Add 1 to both sides there, then you get 3 minus 2x less than or equal to 8. So when you solve, you're going to divide by a negative. That sign flips. When you solve here, you're going to divide by a negative. That sign flips. There's 63, subtract 3, then divide by 2, 4 minus x less than or equal to 0. Same thing with 62. You're going to divide by a negative 1, flip that sign. You're going to divide by a negative 1, flip that sign. 64, you're going to subtract 4, and then you're going to multiply both sides by a negative 3, which means that sign flips. X plus 5 greater than or equal to 36 in the absolute value. You got your two inequalities to solve right there. And finally, folks, there's all of number 65. I like this one because it involves 0. 5x minus 2 in the absolute value greater than or equal to 2. There's your first inequality. There's your second one. 0 is an answer, folks. Don't be afraid of 0. Then we're going to subtract 1. We get the absolute value of 5 minus 2x less than or equal to 10. There's your first inequality. There's your second one. In both of them, you're going to divide by a negative. Flip that sign. Flip that sign. All right, folks, your test is on Thursday. 100 points, our first big game day. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.